Red Flag Radio.
We see the signs.
There is a specific kind of betrayal that can only be measured in blue shells.
That is a sentence I did not expect to hear today.
Marcus, welcome back to Red Flag Radio. I am Zoe, he is Marcus, and today we are going to talk about a woman who weaponized a man's deepest trauma to win a video game from 1996.
1996.
A console older than most of my therapy breakthroughs.
Okay, framing the case. We have a 31-year-old man who I'll call our guy. Our guy survived childhood sexual abuse by an aunt between the ages of 11 and 13. He has told exactly one person in his entire adult life.
His fiancée, Emily.
His fiancée, Emily, the single person on Earth holding this information.
Vault of One, combination known to one. And what does Emily decide to do with the most sacred piece of information another human being has ever handed her?
She uses it as a Mario Kart power-up.
She weaponized his trauma like it's a red shell on the final lap.
Rainbow Road. Final lap. They are neck and neck.
I need everyone listening to picture this. Monthly game night, mutual friends. Pizza on the coffee table. Someone is definitely playing as Yoshi. Someone is, unfortunately, playing as Toad.
Toad is a choice.
Toad is always a cry for help. And in the middle of this very wholesome, very Tuesday night scene, Emily turns to her fiancé and screams, quote, "At least I didn't get SA'd by my own family."
Yeah.
To win Mario Kart.
At a friend's apartment, with witnesses, while holding a small plastic steering wheel.
Marcus, please, no. The steering wheel detail is going to kill me.
I needed it to be real for me. I needed the visual.
Okay, so the room goes silent. Like the kind of silent where you can hear the little Lakitu guy going beep beep on screen.
Our guy freezes, drops the controller.
Emily celebrates. She wins the race.
She crosses the finish line. She does a little victory move. The friends are just sitting there like, did we just witness a war crime in Koopa Troopa Beach?
Did Princess Peach just commit a hate crime?
And here is where, for a normal human, the next 24 hours would be a spiral of shame, apology, throwing yourself into the sea.
Right, like you'd be writing a 6-page apology in the Notes app. You would be on your knees. You would be Googling how to give back an engagement ring with dignity.
But Emily does not do that.
Oh no.
Emily, when later confronted, calmly admits something that I want you all to hear very clearly.
Tell them, Marcus.
She had premeditated it.
She planned it.
Before sitting down on the couch, before picking up the controller, before selecting her character, she had already decided that if the race got close, she would deploy his childhood sexual abuse as a tactical distraction.
She had a game plan. She had a literal game plan. She walked into game night with a strategy doc.
Slide 1. Pick Rainbow Road. Slide 2. Stay close on lap 3. Slide 3. If trailing, detonate.
Marcus.
I am just reconstructing the deck. There was a Gantt chart.
There was a Gantt chart for Mario Kart psychological warfare. Marcus, I am unwell.
She had milestones. Q1, win the race. Q2, manage fallout. Q3, gaslight at brunch.
Q4, get away with it forever. Okay, but her actual reasoning when asked why she did it was, quote, "I just needed to win."
Needed.
Needed, like oxygen, like water, like winning a digital go-kart race against the man you allegedly love was a biological imperative.
And there was no remorse. None. Zero. She was not sorry. She was annoyed that anyone was making it a thing.
She was annoyed. The man froze. The room evacuated emotionally. And she was annoyed that game night got weird.
You guys are being so dramatic. It's just a Wario thing.
Okay, so let's talk about why this is not, in fact, a competitive outburst.
Right, because I want to head off the listeners who are going, people get heated, people say things, it's the heat of the moment.
Buddy, premeditation.
Premeditation removes heat of the moment as an option. She did not lose control. She accessed a file.
She had a folder labeled Weapons, and she scrolled past You Snore and Your Mom Doesn't Like Me and went straight for the nuclear option.
And here's the part that, as a behavioral matter, I find genuinely chilling. The friends later confirm a pattern. Emily has a documented history with losing.
Oh, this is the part. This is the part that recontextualizes everything.
She has walked home from events in silence after losing. She has gone 2 full days not speaking to people after losing. She has lost jobs over competitiveness.
Plural. Jobs. Plural.
She has lost friendships over competitiveness.
At what point in your career do you lose a job because of Mario Kart energy and not pause to ask, is it me?
She did not pause.
She did not pause. She kept going. She brought that energy to the engagement. She put a ring on that energy.
And consider the escalation curve. She has, in the past, gone silent for 2 days. That was her old high score. This is the new high score. This is her personal best in cruelty.
She PR'd. Personal record for emotional collateral damage in a couch Kart showdown.
This is what I want people to understand. What happened on the couch was not an explosion. It was a field test.
Talk about it.
She was running an experiment. How much can I take from him and still keep him? She wanted to see if the most sacred thing he had ever given her could be spent, publicly, for a trivial gain, and he would still come home.
And the trivial part is what makes it diabolical. If she had screamed it during, like, a screaming fight about money, that's still terrible. But this was Mario Kart.
This was Mario Kart.
She decided his worst memory was worth less than a gold trophy on a CRT television.
Yeah.
Now, our guy. Bless him. He ended the engagement.
He did, and the friends, the witnesses, they rallied. When Emily came back to, quote, explain herself.
Explain. What is the explanation? I would love to hear the PowerPoint.
The friends physically escorted her out. They formed a little protective ring around him, which, can I just say, is the correct use of a friend group.
That is friendship. That is a finished product of friendship. That is the deluxe edition of friendship.
10 out of 10 friend group. No notes.
Meanwhile, Emily is on the doorstep going, but if you just let me contextualize my Mario Kart strategy.
I had a bracket.
I had a bracket, you guys.
So our takeaway. The thing I want anyone who has ever shared something hard with someone they love to hear.
Yeah.
The person who knows your worst story is not automatically the person who has earned it. Telling someone is an act of trust. Holding it well is a separate act, and not everyone is capable of it.
And if the person you told is willing to spend that information for, and I cannot stress this enough, a digital kart race?
They are telling you who they are. Believe them the first time.
This is a 9 on the red flag meter. It would be a 10, but I'm reserving 10 for someone who stabs a person.
A reasonable scale.
A reasonable scale. Marcus, take us out.
I am Marcus.
I am Zoe.
This has been Red Flag Radio.
Protect your story. Protect your peace. And for the love of God, never trust someone who plays Toad.
Good night.
Red Flag Radio.
We see the signs.